And we welcome in now Destiny Littleton, who's had a breakout sophomore season. Destiny, you know, not only on the court, but even off the court, you just seem like a different person out there. Got a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. What's been the biggest difference in your eyes between year one and year two?
You know, I was able to look myself in the mirror and realize what I was doing freshman year wasn't going to work. And the biggest part for me is the mental part. I'm able to, you know, see things through a different light, and I think that's helped me tremendously this year.
What was the toughest part of coming over to Texas from the San Diego area? So you're coming cross country to one of the top ranked teams in the nation. What was the most difficult aspect of that change?
The basketball part. You know, going from playing every game to every minute to not playing at all, essentially, you know, that really took a toll on me, and I didn't really understand it at the time. And so right now I do understand, you know, everybody's, you know, you gotta put in the work for college, and that's what I've learned. I
was at some of those practices last year, so I know what you're talking about. I saw the coaches grilling you, and at times, as most people, you had your head down for a while. When do you feel like the light went off, when you started picking your head up and listening and kind of things changed?
It wasn't until our end of the year meeting with Coach Karen that I, you know, kind of flipped the switch. You know, I was down, and it kind of just kept spiraling down until that meeting. You know, she kind of, you know, explained to me what happened during the season, what I need to do, and I said, okay, let's go. I'm here.
Well, this year, right from the start, even though you weren't in this starting lineup at the beginning of the year, you have been as of late and really turned it on, especially against West Virginia as we look at some of your highlights from this season. Averaging 10 points per game, and you went off from three-point land against West Virginia, 4 of 5 from downtown. But overall this year, your offensive game has been fantastic.
Yeah, you know, I've stayed in the gym. You know, I kind of got comfortable in a sense for the first conference game, and, you know, I realized that, and so I got back in the gym, and that's kind of what allowed me to perform the way I did versus West Virginia.
What do you make of where this team is at? Because the starting lineup is so different from where it was earlier in the year. LaShawn Higgs, the returning leading scorer, out for the season. You've stepped up and been inserted into the starting lineup. What do you make of where this team is at?
You know, we are strides ahead of what we thought we were going to be. You know, the starting lineup has changed so much, but, you know, the people who have been put in that position, you know, I think have made the most of it. You know, as far as, you know, the bench players, everyone has helped this team, you know, grow to what it's become right now.
Now Fortner and myself do most of the games. We always talk about your high school numbers. You put up over 4,000 points in high school, but the talk was coming out of high school, you know, you could hit the three-point shot, but we honestly didn't realize how good you were driving to the bucket as well. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you think is your strength?
To me, driving gets me pumped up. You know, I could shoot the ball, go 0 for 5, and then I'll go to the driving game, you know, and that's kind of what I lost freshman year. I was like, I'm just a shooter. All I got to do is shoot. And that's really not my game. I like contact. I like to, you know, be the bigger guard in the situation.
Yeah, because last year we mainly only saw you shooting from outside, and this year it's been an absolutely different player. Is there anybody on the team, one of the older players, who's maybe taken you under their wing or kind of answered a lot of your questions?
Definitely Shug, especially because she's a point guard and I'm, you know, playing backup PG right now. And so, you know, I know a lot about the game, but as far as the program goes and, you know, the system, I ask her for those things.
What position did you play in high school?
All of them, 1 through 5.
Are you comfortable playing point guard out there?
I'm getting more comfortable.
Okay.
When I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different role there. That's the quarterback of the team.
Yeah, it's different in college. You know, I played point guard in high school, but that's because I had the ball in my hands 24/7. Right. But now it's like you got to run the team. You got to know the plays and situations, clock time. So it's a lot in the beginning, but now I'm starting to settle down.
What has Shug taught you? Because this is her first year as the starting point guard. What's the biggest thing you've learned from her?
Well, you know, she had Brooke taking her under her wing, and, you know, she's just constantly telling me, Destiny, you got it, you know, because in practice, I'll turn the ball over a couple times in a row, and I'll get mad, like, man, you know, I'm not doing my job. But she's just right there telling me, you got it, next play.
But she knows that you're not a threat to take over her role of starting point guard as of yet.
Look, she can have that. She can have it. Look, I'll back her up when she gets tired.
You know, off the court, you're a fascinating person as well, and I was talking to you before we started going on air here, and you're telling me you have over 80 pairs of sneakers. You're big into the shoes. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. You know, it's my hobby. You know, it kind of brings me out of a low place sometimes. And
what do you got right here, too? What are you wearing? I thought I had nice shoes, but yours are sparkling. They're shining.
The Easter 11s, it's just, you know, 11s and 4s are my favorite shoe.
I have about 5 pairs of shoes, including this one.
Those are nice. Those are nice.
Thank you. Your next game coming up, you got Oklahoma as you go deeper into the conference schedule. You've started off strong. What are you looking ahead, like, for instance, when Baylor was playing UConn the other night? Are you keeping an eye on what's going on outside in the conference in the nation, or are you just going game to game right now?
We watch the games, but I wouldn't say that we're keeping an eye on it. We're, like we said, we're basically a new team, and so we're trying to take one game at a time. You see, in West Virginia, we were down, but you know, we were able to come back and win. And so, you know, one game at a time. We're looking at Oklahoma and nothing else. Before
we let you go, biggest thing you're looking to improve on as the season goes on?
Just valuing possessions. I think the hardest part for me as being the backup PG is understanding when to take a shot or when to pass, when to run offense, or, you know, when to find a gap. So I think that's been the hardest thing for me.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Destiny.